Inserting a lap zip. The first thing that you need to do is to neaten the raw edges where the zip is going to be inserted. It's important to use a 3-thread overlock stitch and to remove just a small amount of the raw edge as you're sewing. Run a chain and then cut off at the end of the fabric. I'll do a second row for the other side. I need to cut also the other end as well. The next step is to pin your seams together with right sides together and also the edges matching. I've then placed the pins in at right angles to the edge so that it is easy to sew over. Next, you need to mark the correct length of your zipper. Place it on your fabric, having the top of the zip matching with the edge of the fabric. The end of the opening is located just below the end stop, which is this silver part. So I'll just put a pin in here, just below that, to indicate the opening of the zip or the end. With tailor's chalk, I can then just put a little dot there, which is 1.5 centimeters away from the edge. Starting at the top, it is necessary to close the seam using a basting stitch, that is, winding it downwards to stitch length 4. Starting at the top, I will close the seam by using the basting stitch. It is important to line up the edge of the fabric with the second line on the needle plate so that it gives you a 1.5 centimeter seam. It's a good idea to do a small back stitch to secure the top, and I will continue down. I've now reached the dot marked with tailor's chalk, and this is the point in which you need to now change your stitch length to a regular stitch length of 2. I'll now do a back stitch to secure this point and continue to close the seam. And there is also a back stitch at the bottom of the seam. Trim your threads at both ends. The next thing to do is to remove the pins and to then press the seam with a steam iron. The reason why you iron it this way first is to align all the threads, and then secondly you need to then iron the seam open. Iron at both sides, ensuring that this area is completely flat. The next thing to do is to position the zipper. Just remember that a lap zip must be constructed on the left side of a garment with the lap on the left side to cover the zip. So what I need to do here is to extend the left hand seam allowance and place the zipper face down. The next step is to pin the zipper onto the seam allowance. Starting from the top, it's necessary to place the pins at right angles. It's important to line up the right side edge of the zipper teeth, which is here, to the seam line. For a closer view, it is important to line up the right side of the zipper teeth, which is here, and when I say the right side, it's your left. So it's important to line up that edge with the seam line.